What you say there is something I espouse and truly believe our greatest wealth is health, and that without it, everything else doesn't really fall into place in our lives. Yet we have to acknowledge that we're kind of in a state where we have the most rates of chronic disease. We have things rampant like cancer, depression in children, obesity in children, diabetes. I mean, it getting younger and younger. I work at a medical center and with doctors all the time, and they're saying these aren't cases for older generations anymore. These are people coming in with their whole lives ahead of them, yet told they have an incurable disease and they must suffer for the rest of their lives. We don't believe in that and believe that health can be regained, but you have to start to wonder, why is this? Do we not value health as much? Are we kind of in this self-sabotaging way? We know McDonald's isn't good. We know sitting watching 10 hours of Netflix in a row isn't good. And yet many of us do this and we end up in these places. What would be your recommendation to someone that's trying to change, but doesn't seem that maybe there is a value to it. I always ponder why so many aren't valuing this thing that is, so significant. And once you lose it, you'll do anything to get it back.
This is a very complex question. I mean, let's look at some different elements of this question. The first one being that the reasons for this situation that you've described so perfectly are many. There are social reasons, there are cultural reasons, there are commercial reasons, there are lots of reasons. But the recipe to counteract all of that is actually very simple. I mean, you know it, sleep enough, move your body, eat food that is actual food and is not some kind of processed pseudo food, And if you just apply these 3 or 4 very simple rules, you've already done the 80-20, okay? Then, of course, you can fine tune the macros and the micronutrients, and you can, perfect your sleep zones, and you can train mobility and cardio and whatever in the right balance for you. These are all fine tunings, but just move more, eat food that is real food, sleep enough, and you've already done, the 80-20. And I think that, in some way, all of these multitude of factors that play against us, they make a lever on some primitive instinct that we have. I mean, until not so long ago, so we're talking about for hundreds of thousands of years of us being Homo sapiens, life was, whether you like it or not, tremendously active.
Mm.
You hunted in the forest, you worked in the fields, you dug for fruits and vegetables, you escaped from wild animals. Life was tremendously active. And the moments of rest were extremely rare and extremely treasured. So we were programmed to enjoy and really relish and treasure these moments of rest. And same with the moments of abundance. Unlimited tasty food happened maybe once a year, and you truly relished it and enjoyed it as much as you can. There was no fridge to keep it either. So you ate also as much as you can. Now we are paradoxically in a condition where the moments of rest are almost infinite if we so choose to live a life like that. And the abundance of tasty food is almost infinite if we so choose to live a life like that. So we need to, in some way, reprioritize ourselves and control these primordial instincts a little bit better. And I think that all of these things that we touched on, society, culture, commerce, and so on, they kind of play on that. So we are in a way fighting a battle with a lot of impulses that try to drag us towards some misbehaviors, let's call them. But as I said, fortunately, I think that the recipe is quite simple. So it's just a matter of becoming aware and not doing what people unfortunately usually do, which is wait until there is a problem and then panic and try to fix, but realize that inevitably the problem will come if I don't take care of it before.
Absolutely. And so much of that also comes from that mental ability to push through tough times and the ability to, it's really adaptability, I would say. As you said, if you go from nature to the city, you don't just break down yourself, you carry it over, you adapt to your new surroundings, you run in the city, you enjoy that as well. And adaptability, a lot of times, is that ability for your mind to grasp something, to actually change and be able to take that on in a positive way